Good day to you, one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Today I'm going to talk about the Libertines. I think this is the first time I've talked about the Libertines. I might have mentioned an anecdote or two about my run-ins with Pete Doherty. But anyway, they've got a song called Run, 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 which came out on the 12th of October, and I'm quite excited to cover it for you. Yeah, Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Carried away there. Oh no, I'll keep the guitar on actually. So the Libertines are back with their first album in over 8 years, and it's called All Quiet on the Eastern Esplanade, which I think is talking about Margate, right? Of Run Run Run, Karl Barat said in press materials. It's about being trapped and trying to escape your dismal life, a bit like the man in Charles Bukowski's post office. The worst thing for the Libertines would be to get stuck in a run, run, run rut, constantly trying to relive our past. He added, "Our first record was born out of panic and disbelief that we were actually allowed to be in a studio. The second was born of total strife and misery. The third was born of complexity. This one feels like we're all actually in the same place at the same speed, and we've really connected." Pete Doherty added, "I feel like we've completed a cycle of some kind as a band, and finally now we can add these songs to the set list because we've got some bangers in there. And now we've opened the hotel." What hotel? Oh, did they open a hotel in Margate perhaps? "And used the studio ourselves. It's all worked out. More Libertines records? I should hope so." Wow, okay. I didn't... The hotel, I want more information on the hotel. I think maybe they've opened a hotel, hence him talking about opening a hotel. How do I do, what's the link? However, if you do require some unrivaled hospitality, perhaps you would like to join the VIPs at one of my live Justin Hawkins Rides Again for the first time shows. Tickets are on sale now, and there's a link in the description which has the tickets and the dates. That was brilliant, wasn't it? Okay. All right, I'll tell you now. It starts off on an F, and then it goes to C sharp, stays there for a bit, and then B flat, I guess, or A sharp. Quite simple, but the minorness of that is just lovely, isn't it? Really cool. Lifelong project of a life on the lash. I've forgotten how to care, but I'll remember for cash. So the whole thing about the Libertines that I used to feel was that it was a lot of not gesticulation, what's the word? Posturing, I suppose, and kind of like presenting this kind of facade of the fucked up nihilistic kids just doing sloppy music, and and the reason why that was sort of making me dismiss their songs was I met Pete Doherty, and he was burning holes in his t-shirt with a cigarette to sort of make it look like he'd fallen asleep smoking or something like that. I don't know, it was kind of like I couldn't work out where the line was, and it just seemed like, to me, it just seemed like it was posing, but I haven't really got a problem with that because look at what I do. I mean, let's face that. But I think it stopped me from really enjoying their stuff, but there's something great about the Libertines. It's just infectious and it's super English, and you can't imagine this coming out of any other country, really, can you? The jingoistic, flag-waving Englishman in me is kind of like, I'm disgusted by that side of myself, but there is something to be said about England and its ability to kick up bands like the Libertines in a way that no other country can. If you sing the blues, I can die if I want to. Tonight we're gonna bring tomorrow's happiness. And then I realised a little bit later on that I think Pete Doherty's kind of public-facing persona was really, it must have kicked up a lot of challenges for him, like in his daily life. And one of my friends put on a festival, and that's an expensive business. You got to pay bands fees. You've got to figure out all kinds of licensing issues, and there's so many hoops that you have to jump through to get a thing like that over the line. And the police cancelled the festival because the headliner was going to be Pete Doherty. Maybe it was Baby Shambles or something like that. And they said the police description was, Pete Doherty will incite a riot. He will encourage people in the audience to start some kind of mosh pit whirlpool, and it could be very, very dangerous, and then stop the festival from going ahead, to the chagrin of all the ticket holders, and also a horribly expensive thing for my friend to go through. And you can't really blame Pete Doherty for that. You know, because every fucking metal band in the world does that thing of trying to get a circle mosh pit thing going on. What's it called? The Circle of Terror. I don't know what it's called. And it wasn't his fault at all. It's just like this thing was imposed upon him, like this interpretation of how he incites audiences. But what he does is exciting, and people in the room get excited. He's just doing his job. And but I think because of the drugs and the other stuff that we think we know about Pete Doherty, because of the media, I think it's hindered them in certain situations, and it must be quite difficult to live with that as a when he's not doing his public facing stuff. I did see an article about him enjoying cheese recently, which I thought was kind of like alluding to the fact that he might be a little bit more, how can I put this? He might not be as emaciated as he was back in the days. But, you know, you get to our age and you're not as emaciated. Okay, so that bit there is one of those things that really annoys me. When you go from a major to a minor. So, like, when a major to a minor occurs at the end of a sequence, it's quite frustrating for me. But I must suggest see, I like that bit when they suspend the second minor chord. That's actually really nice. And it makes you forgive the major to minor. The thing about major to minor, I sort of love it and I hate it. When you hear this at the end of a sequence, then you think immediately, okay, well, Radiohead Creep does that, and that's the best example of it. Everything else can be a little bit twee. It's kind of like almost, we're being clever, but we're not really kind of thing. It's a retread, and it's familiar sounding, and it's something that if you do it in a song, what comes next has to be fucking brilliant. Otherwise, it's just that, you know? And actually, I think they've got away with it because this chorus is pretty cool. I love the way it stays on the C minor for 2 measures. This is really cool. I actually like this song. This reminds me of something sort of late 90s, a bit of a Shed 7 vibe to it or something like that, you know what I mean? What is that reminding me of? Ooh, the middle eight. I like that. This is a really cool half-time dropout middle 8 section. Oh, it's doing the thing. It's got the claps. Immediately feel happy. I mean, there's something about the Libertines that, like, you can't really ignore them, can you? I mean, they've been around for all that time. They haven't done that many albums, but I think it's just they've got a certain type of longevity to them. They're getting into legendary status now. And you just can't hate them when they're making this sort of stuff. This is a great chorus. I love what the bass is up to. They've got a descending refrain that sort of pops it up over the jangly guitars. It's cool. You know what? I wasn't expecting to enjoy that as much as I did, and I really did enjoy it. So, yeah, nice one, guys. Check it out. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I know that to hardened and ardent rock enthusiasts like myself, the Libertines, it doesn't seem like there's much there that would be of interest to us. But actually, when you listen to the way that song's written, especially the middle eight, it's pretty fucking cool and complex and actually really accomplished. So I'm impressed. Nice one, guys. Justin Hawkins rides again. And don't forget that tickets for my UK tour live, Justin Hawkins Rides Again, for the first time are now on sale. And there's a link in the description for tickets and dates. Cheers, guys. See you on the ice. Nice one. Again.